What's good, y'all? Y'all already know what it is. It's the Mix King Ron G. Now, I mean, my
Yeah.
man Dudo from Laws of the Underground is on the line right now. What's good, homie?
Rod, what up, homie? What's the deal with you?
I'm chill. You know how we do it, man. We represent hip hop all day, every day.
Yeah, man. All day, every day, man. Hip hop forever. You know how we get it in, man. For real.
For sure. Who inspired you to get in the game when you first started? Like, what made you want to be involved in hip hop?
Well, I mean, when I first started hip hop, man, my uncle was just coming home from the army, right? And he had this 12-inch record that I never heard the type of music before. He used to be smoking his little weed in the room, and when he left, I snuck in there and saw that the record was Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang. You know what I mean? So when I heard it, I'm like, wow, these dudes is crazy, because it was just something new to me. And that's what first got me into hip-hop, is my uncle bringing the Sugar Hill Gang record home from the army and playing it in the car with my cousins and myself. You know what I mean? And that's what really got me into hip-hop, man. And I just love the hip-hop culture and what these guys was doing over music. And that's what got me to start discovering the hip-hop, you know, finding out about the underground hip-hop, and going into, I'm from Jersey, so going into the city where it was really rocking with the b-boying and the graffiti, I started getting into not just rap music, I started getting into the culture of hip-hop, you know?
What year was it when you first actually got your deal?
When I first got my deal, we were in college, man. It was 1991.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. That's early. That's when I think I was jumping off myself.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We first got our deal. We was at Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina, and Marley Marl's cousin went to our college.
Oh, that's
so
hot.
He kept on talking and saying, Marley's my cousin. He was a loud talker, a fast talker. So, I'm from the hood and the bricks, New Jersey. I didn't believe him. I thought he was gaming. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, this dude is lying, man. This dude is lying. He kept on saying this, that. So long story short, he was like, yo, it can't hurt to just do some rhymes over some instrumentals and give it to him. And if he give it to Marley, then we'll see what's good. Myself and Funky Man, we were solo artists. So we did a rap together as a group over Dreads and them beat, the Flavor in Your Ear joint.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. We did the joint over the Dreads joint, and next thing you know, Marley called. He said, "Yo," Marley called back and was like, "Yo, the Psycho joint is crazy." You know what I mean? So the pick it up, all of that. We did Psycho over Dreads and them instrumental, and that's what got Laws of the Underground our deal. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a good look. A lot of the young artists that's coming up now, they need knowledge. You know what I mean? They need knowledge so they can understand the history of the game and where it's going now. How do you feel about hip hop right now?
Man, I think hip hop, man. I love hip hop. I mean, I live hip hop. I sleep hip hop. I eat hip hop. I think that hip hop is maturing. I think it's getting older. I think it's went through a lot of growing pains. And I was at a phase at one time, Ron, where I used to diss the stuff that I didn't like. But now I'm starting to realize I dissed it because, hip hop has always been a culture where the rap music talks about how you live the culture. That's how I was brought up on it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The rap music talked about how you actually live the hip hop culture. So when people was coming out, younger than me or groups younger than us, and I wasn't really feeling the music and saying it was whack and really wasn't understanding it, it's because I started to realize I didn't live what they were living like that way no more. You know what I mean? I was older than them, so I wasn't doing those same things. I wasn't living my hip-hop. I was still living the hip-hop culture, but I was living it differently. So when I started to realize that, I started having a respect and understand that even though it's hip-hop music and it's rap music, there's certain sub-genres in hip-hop music now because it's getting older. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you got like Soulja Boy, who's doing it for the 17, 16, 18-year-olds or whatever. I might not do, I might not be Superman in the hole. You feel me? But you got, you know, he got 1 million people that buy his records that say they are. You feel me? So that's his lane. I might not listen to it, but that's his leg. I'm a grown-ass man, so I'm not stinky-legged. I'm not wearing tight jeans. But it's 1 million people out there that are of that age that are doing it. So that's their thing, you know what I mean? The hip-hop that I do now, I call it ACHH. I call it adult contemporary hip-hop. It's not an age thing. It's just for people that's grown-ass people. 9-to-5ers, you know, when we were out, those same people, they don't buy rap or hip-hop music anymore because they feel like it's nothing that caters to them because they're 9-to-5ers, their mothers, their fathers, their workers, their lawyers, doctors. It's a whole group of people out there who still want a hip-hop but feels like it's not enough music out there for them. So what I do is adult contemporary hip-hop, man. That's ACHH. You know, those are that's the type of hip-hop I do. You got Jay-Z that does that. You got Ludacris that does that. You got Common. You know, it's just for grown people that can still enjoy hip hop. You can listen to my type music, man, and still rock out with it.
Once again, for those who don't know, we got Do It All on the phone right now.
Yeah.
This the Mix King Ron G. You know what I mean? RealHipHopUncut.com. I remember I was a fan from like day one when y'all first dropped that first album. I think you already know. I took the bass line, put it under Mary J. Blige, and came out with a remix for Mary J.
Hell yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and the song was Be Happy. So you inspired me a lot because when I heard that bass line, when I heard that album, I was like immediate fan. I remember I even doing parties and y'all was performing and stuff like that. And niggas was like, yo, Lords of Underground gonna be here tonight, Ron. I was like, oh man, they don't even know how much y'all love them dudes, man, because coming up in that era, y'all had some hot beats, y'all had the energy, just like what you were saying. I can relate to y'all, and at the same time, I can relate to you. What are you doing now? Like, what are some of the things you doing right now?
Oh, man, I still been grinding, man, hustling like a 70s dance. One of the things I'm an executive over at Mr. Michael Bivens' company, Sporty Rich. You know, he got an entertainment enterprise company that we do television production and music production. So I'm over there with him, you know, big up to Mike Biv because he looked out for a homie.
Yeah, that's my man, too. We go back, too.
Yeah, and before I even get into that, man, I just want to say we've always been a fan of you, too, Ron, you know what I mean? Because you was out there grinding and doing your thing, man. So we've always been a fan, man, and just running through the clubs together, running through the hip-hop scene in New York together, Jersey, and all of that type of stuff, man. So we want to say big up to you as well, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
and,
man.
And you know, what I'm doing right now, you know, I do my acting thing. You know, like I've been on 30 Rock, Law and Order. I mean, even take it back to New York Undercover, Oz, and street movie. What I've been doing is like kind of producing street movies too. I had a movie called Dirty Game out a couple of years where I played a dude named Rock that was real big in the street. I got a movie out right now with Tretch and my man J.D. Williams called Cash Rules. I did a movie with Tay Diggs and Hill Harper called Full Court Press. I got a movie that we're about to do right now in Las Vegas. What's the name of the title? The working title was it's about a bounty killer. So we grinding, man. We still doing that. I got an album coming out May 4th, man, and I just want to say thanks to everybody that helped out with the album. I got production by Pete Rock. I got Scott Storch on the album. I got Word, man. Scott came through. I got my man Focus, who's, you know, from Dr. Dre's camp, The Real Focus. I got my man The R from out in Texas. Production from him. I got Master Ace, Craig G, Edo G. I got Shaheem from Strong Island. I went to Queens and got Granddaddy IU.
Oh man,
album. It's crazy, man.
That's real hip hop, man. All right, once again, man, I'd like to thank my man Do It All for calling in. You know what I mean? The legendary Mix King Ron G. One.
All right, Ron. One.